All right, welcome back. This is the update that I was hoping to have given last week, but I didn't. And so here we are, week 7, and I lost 5 pounds. Going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what changed. We're going to talk about what I implemented. And of course, we're going to get into what I've been feeling this week. Coming right up. All right, guys, welcome back. For those who don't know me, my name's Ruben. I'm on a GLP-1, more so Ozempic. I'm now on 0.5 milligrams, and I have been for the last week or so, or last 2 weeks. So this is week 7 now. Titrating up. I have one more week on 0.5, and then the week after I will be jumping up to 1 milligram. In terms of side effects, I mean, pretty much the same. I don't really feel any major side effects, luckily. The only thing I'm really feeling, obviously, is I don't feel very hungry. And I think that's something that's been exciting this week. I think I've implemented a lot of really important changes this week that we're going to talk about. But really want to start off, obviously, by saying, where am I at? So week 7, for those who weren't tracking from the beginning, I can give you guys a quick kind of snap back. But I started at 296. That was the highest that I weighed in late November. And this morning, weighed in at 279. So that's a grand total weight loss of 17 pounds. And this week specifically, if you remember from last week, I weighed in at 294. This week specifically, I now weigh in at 279. So 5 pounds just this week alone. I implemented a lot of the things that I talked about in the last video. A lot of things that I was hoping to have implemented were all implemented this week. And so very excited that I was able to do that. And let's talk about kind of what those were. So first thing I talked about in the last video that I was really hoping to implement this week was a lot more exercise. I had said that I had previously been dedicating way too much or trusting way too much in the medication to do all the work by exercising. And so I went to the gym a couple times this week, and just in general being more active. That definitely helped. I noticed that I felt significantly better on the days that I did exercise, and even the days after exercising, I could definitely tell that I had more energy and I felt more, ready to take on the challenges of the day. And then in terms of what else I had talked about was also looking at the actual food I was intaking, and so what was I ingesting and what was I actually eating. This week specifically, I really rode the fact that I don't really feel hungry in the morning. And so I would ride that until around noon, lunchtime. In the morning when I would wake up, I would have myself my coffee. So I now have a black just shot of espresso first thing in the morning with some water. And then, of course, I'll have my protein shake at around 9 o'clock. That holds me over until lunch. And that's when I have my real first solid meal. What I've done for lunch, but mainly breakfast, I guess it's breakfast, lunch, is I really just focus on the protein, right? And I think that's the part that I wasn't really looking at before, is I would include protein, but not just solely focusing on that. And so now I've actually cut off carbs completely from that first meal. I no longer have bread with my breakfast. I just have, what's been working this week is I'll have 2 whole eggs and about a half a cup of egg whites in that as well. I'll have some cottage cheese with that. And then if I'm feeling either, turkey bacon or whatever, I'll throw that in there. But honestly, that is such a filling meal that once I'm done that, and if I'm really feeling it, I'll have a bit of Greek yogurt with some chia seeds. Once I've put that all together, honestly, that is so filling that I don't really feel hungry again until probably about 3-4 o'clock is when I really start to feel hungry. Typically, I'll just drink a lot of water throughout the day, and so that kind of helps me not feel so hungry. And then come the end of the day, around 3-4 o'clock, that's around the time that I have to go pick up my son. I pick him up from daycare just before 5 o'clock. We get home, and then I start prepping dinner. This week specifically, I focused a lot on how can I continue on with the successes of the day. And so maintaining a protein heavy and not, crazy carb heavy dinner has helped. And honestly, I think for the days so far this week, when I look back, it's been anywhere between 17 to 1900 calories. That's kind of where I've been at daily. And that's been working really well for me. I haven't been starving by any means. I've actually been really full. And going into the evening, the only time I really start to feel quote unquote, hungry is towards the end of the day, where typically I would maybe snack on something. And that's no longer happening. And so at the end of the day, what I'll do is I'll typically just have a tea with my wife. We hang out, we watch a movie or a TV show, and then I'm in bed by around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And that's pretty much it. And it's a good thing I don't have that snack, because then I wake up in the morning and I'm not hungry at all. And so clearly it's more just habitual go and reach for that snack versus actually needing it. I'm not starving by any means. I'm not hungry. It's more just habitually, hey, at the end of the day, go and reach for that snack. In terms of what's next, and so in terms of kind of what I'm looking forward to next this week, I will be traveling for work. And so hitting the gym at the hotel will be huge this week. Anticipate being in the gym pretty much every day that I'm there. Don't really have anything else to do in the evenings when I'm not working there. And so I'll definitely be hitting the gym. And then from there, I mean, it's going to be a pretty much straightforward and simple week. I have now learned that having a protein shake in the morning works really well for me. And so I'll be sticking to that. I'll be going to whether it's Walmart or whatever, picking up some protein shakes. So this way I can do that for the week. And then really focusing on lunch and dinner when I'm traveling. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at, guys. Honestly, super positive update, I think. I'm excited to be kind of where we're at. I'm excited for where we're going to continue to go. I think this momentum is just proving as to, how much the power of really focusing in and dialing into the food piece, but also just the exercise piece has really helped play an integral role this week. And I think going into the next few weeks, we'll definitely feel more of that, I guess, enthusiasm and more of that kind of energy to keep this going. But that's kind of where we're at. And so if you want to follow along, this is going to keep going. So if you want to follow along with the journey, if you want to ask questions, please ask below. But if you do want to follow along, please subscribe. It helps obviously build the channel up. It helps other people come to the channel as well. And of course, it helps me, engage with other people that might be on their journey or about to start on their journey. And so with that, that's all I got for you this week. We'll see you on the next one. Any questions, leave them below. Take care, guys.